But anyway, I'm going to read an excerpt from this thing I published in Berlin called Froggy Chocolates Christmas Eve. Stooped, wrinkled, and arthritically slow, the old man clasped the little boy's hand in the weathered claw of his own, and with the assistance of a cane, creaked at snail's pace through the shopping mall's spacious halls. Oblivious to the crush of holiday crowds, the old man's eyes twinkled in wonder. His grandson only wondered why. The little boy's grandfather was nearly as old as the dirt under the mall's concrete foundation. How could a man of his years get misty-eyed over a film as wantonly repugnant as the one that had just unspooled on screen? Had it been It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 4th Street, A Christmas Carol, or even Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, the little boy might have understood. The little boy might have understood his grandfather's addled wonderment. But Santa's showdown in the sand, it had given him a headache, and he was only 9. The preceding summer's teaser, a black screen, an exploding fireball, and a jolly ho-ho-ho, promised fun and guns galore for the whole family. Once it was announced California's Austrian governor would flex his considerable muscle behind the camera instead of in front of it, Santa's Showdown was the most highly anticipated release of the Christmas season. And on opening day, popcorn sales soared. The little boy, however, was not fooled. As he suspected, Santa's Showdown was humbug sold as lighthearted comic fantasy, or so grinned the gap-toothed governor, along with martial arts sequences highlighted by troops of flying acrobats and overuse of computer-generated animation, and a two-gun Santa blasting away in slow-mo as if he were trying to keep it real for MTV's hip-hop generation. There were elaborate song and dance routines with crotch-grabbing elves and rapping reindeer. Oh, how the pain in his head throbbed. Even before the film's introductory title and credits, the little boy realized this Santa was going to be difficult on his stomach when the governor, anxious to show off his erudition as a cineast, referenced the early efforts of Brian De Palma by opening with a split screen of the President of the United States in the Oval Office speaking with Santa at the North Pole. "Oh, swarthy camel jockeys are at it again, Santa," the President said. "They're hatching another nefarious plot against the peoples of the free world, and you gotta stop." Ho, ho, ho! Precisely how nefarious, Mr. President? Frankly, I have no idea what nefarious means. The President replied, without embarrassment, despite his expensive Ivy League education. "But my advisors say it ain't good. Our intelligence sources, in any case, have informed us those nasty little sand boogers are out to steal Christmas from the infidels. And I have a suspicion those snail-eating French are behind it. Even if they are Catholic. Oh, no! Frankly, that's right, Santa, you'll be out of a job. No more cookies and milk set by the fireplace for you. No more quick nips out of that flask of hot spiced rum you keep hidden in your winter overcoat while your reindeer fly through those snowy nighttime skies. And most important of all, no more fat residual checks from those nice people at Coca-Cola Corporation. You'll just be a forgotten, lonely old man, stripped naked and left to die on an ice floe in the Arctic. A bloated blue has-been fossilized in a colossal block of ice. So load your sleigh with the most advanced military weaponry the U.S. government can buy, round up the roughest and toughest gang of the most ornery elves you can find, order up your reindeer, and hightail it over to the Middle East. Spare the U.S. taxpayer no expense. Nothing is too good for our Santa. Now hop to it. Right away, Mr. President. Did I mention those swarthy, fig-eating towelheads were nefarious? As the title and credit sequence scrolled in a tricolor shimmer of red, white, and blue stars, stripes, and snowflakes, and holly branches, accompanied by a heavy-handed score evoking strains of the Star-Spangled Banner, Jingle Bells, and Ennio Morricone's Man with a Harmonica, the white-whiskered fat man, unseasonably attired in his ermine-fringed red suit and sealskin snow boots, was dispatched to the Middle East. During a cheerful ditty about assailing the Taliban in a downpour of wet reindeer dung, Santa ran into the first of his complications when his team of reindeer, in mid-air flight, suddenly died of heat exhaustion. And Santa's slaying gang of cutthroat elves, as well as inert reindeer stiffening in rigor mortis, fell from the sky, plummeting into a massive sand dune. With their food and medical supplies scattered across the desert and sinking beneath the sands, Santa and his elves were forced to disrobe in the sweltering heat. Further, to stave off infection, as the fall had left them scratched, battered, and bruised, they stood in a circle, fusing in a cluster of chubby pink bodies, and showered each other in a brine of steaming urine. For the next 3 days, compressed into time-lapse montage, they subsided on the maggot-ridden remains of the reindeer's mangled carcasses. It was during this sequence of oversaturated Sergio Leone sun glare the little boy's stomach turned for the worst. Sogging with dripping Santa piss, the naked elves, skin puckered and wrinkled, gorged themselves on a mound of maggots left to dry, a crispy brown under the sun. Upon witnessing this scene, the color in the little boy's face turned a pallid green, and a volley of rancid bile spewed from his mouth in an ever-increasing arc of half-digested popcorn, artificially flavored grape soda, animal-shaped jelly candies, and a McDonald's Happy Meal with an extra-large chocolate chip. This fetid frappe rained down on a pigtailed 7-year-old seated 3 rows ahead. Squalling in abject horror, the little girl fled from the auditorium in a carapace of semi-congealed putrescence with her pigtails trailing stiffly in the wind. The little boy mercifully fainted.